Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. Hello, fountain pen friends all over the world. Welcome to the show. Today, I'm going to present and review a fountain pen from Kanwrite, which is called the Heritage. And also a Kanwrite Cursive Italic B steel nib. I bought two of them. One with a Yovo threaded housing and one with a housing which fits into the Heritage. In addition, I want to present some things which I bought recently, some items. A display stand B5, which I can also use as a clipboard. Like, it looks a little bit like these very expensive and very beautiful made, what is the name now? Walden Woodworks, made from wood, clipboards made from wood, and you can buy them from Galen Leather or Galen Leather in Istanbul, Turkey. But at a very high price, $68 or $86, I think $68. Not that cheap, plus of course shipping and the usual tariffs, customs. And some paper from China, 100 gram per square meter. Actually, it is more than 100 gram per square meter, what I measured, or what I calculated, better to say. A ring book, 6 holes, which I bought also locally, most probably made in China, but I got it from a dealer in Thailand, online. And what else? A bookstand made from wood. Very nice and also very cheap. I will come to this later. Now let's dive into the main subject of this video, and this is the Kanwrite Heritage. So it comes in that box, quite nice. The box is really nice, absolutely. Quite sturdy, quite substantial, well made. And here is the fountain pen. And as you can see, the colors on this fountain pen are really stunning. This fountain pen caught my eyes immediately and my attention immediately. It's a piston filler, and it got a blind cap here in order to operate the piston. It's a little bit heavy going, and I most probably have to put some silicone grease when I'm going to dismantle and clean this fountain pen. So putting on the blind cap, and let's go to some details. As I said, the colors here on this fountain pen really nice, and it's made, now I have to take a look at my notes. They say it's CAB Acryl, and CAB stands for cellulose acetate butyrate. It's a mixed ester of thermoplastic materials. The color is called marbled opaque blue-red. Where is my loop? Here. So maybe I can show you a little bit better the nice colors of this fountain pen. Quite difficult with one hand. Hope you can see it. It's very nice. So let's say it's acryl. Here, that's also very nice. What bothers me is this clip in a gold color and the ring in a gold color. I ordered silver. So because I fear that this material which is brought onto the metal, this gold color, will not hold long. I had one other fountain pen from Fountain Pen Revolution, and within a year this gold vanished. It was full with rust dots, also the ring. And I fear this is here the same, or will become the same, sooner or later. The clip is sturdy, and I have to say, this clip is much better from a quality point of view than the clip on the Kanwrite Mammoth fountain pen, which I was talking about when talking about and reviewing the July 930 fountain pen. It opens with 1 and 2, 2.5, 2 3/4 turns. Overkill. Let's have a look. Here another golden colored ring, here a golden colored ring, and here a golden colored ring. Focus is not very good, blurred a little bit the picture. Yesterday it was better. Maybe I have to put off the light, switch off the light. Not very impressive. An original nib was Kanwrite Heritage threaded, I think M nib or F nib, I'm not sure, but I immediately put it away and made this. This is really not good. Where is the where is the good? No, there is nothing. There's nothing good in it. Maybe this is better. So this is called an B italic, cursive italic grind. And I'm sorry I can't show you the details. The camera doesn't comply as usual. Yesterday it was fine with a test run, and I thought today it will be the same, but no. But you will see later during the writing sample. And I have to say, this nib is really great. Writing, it wrote out of the box when I did the nib swap. It wrote out of the box. Extremely soft, extremely nice. No hard starts, no scratches on the paper, and even on cheap paper, which I'm usually using because I do not spoil myself and my fountain pens with expensive and so-called fountain pen friendly paper. I'm using more or less average paper, as long as it is cheap. Only I will come to that later. I bought some better paper, 100 grams, in fact more than 100 grams. And this paper is really working very, very well. At a fraction of a price usually have to be paid for high-end paper from Japan or from France, Oxford paper or whatever you call it. So anyway, this fountain pen is, well, The acryl is nice, not slippery. The section is large enough to keep it in hand. As you see, posting is possible. There is a little click, maybe you heard it, and it's not overweight, back weight, absolutely not. It's quite nice. The points which are bothering me is that golden colored clip and the golden colored ring, which I first at all I didn't want, but I got it. I ordered silver colored. Okay. The nib, as I said, it's steel nib from Kanwrite, and number 6. Plated, they say. Whatever plated means. I mean, they avoided to say 14K or 18K plated or something like this, so I guess this is not gold plated, it is color plated. I'm not sure if the term plated is misused by Kanwrite deliberately, I don't know. But anyway, I do not believe that this is a gold plating. This blind cap, yeah, it's a nice gimmick. And you see here flat top. So the weight is 21 grams capped, uncapped 15 grams. The length capped 139.5 and uncapped 128.4. So it's yeah, not a small pen. It's average, I would say. And posted, and I showed you with that click. Not a click, but anyway, you get the drift. It is 156.6. So all weight numbers are without ink. The ink capacity is rather small, 1 milliliter. I measured 3 or 4 times. I tried to get a better result, but 1 milliliter capacity was the best I could get. The clip, yeah, it's okay. It's sturdy, much more sturdy than the Mammoth clip, and it's a little bit springy. The material thickness, that is something you see here. That blind cap can rotate when you rotate the posted cap. So the material thickness, I measured it here on the cap. Normally I try to measure it here, but of course I cannot dismantle. It's a piston filler, is 1.5 millimeters. That is not bad. But still, the pen is rather lightweight, 21 grams. And yeah, taking into consideration my AdMock B28, honestly, the AdMock gives me a much more sturdy feeling when I have it in my hand. This is feeling not substantial. Capped, uncapped, whatever. I don't know what it is and why it is like that. But anyway, that's my personal feeling. It's not a cheap feeling, but it's also not providing a substantial feeling. That's what I wanted to say. With this fountain pen, why did I acquire it? Because there are some reviews on YouTube available. Some are praising the pen and some are rejecting it completely. my verdict, my result after reviewing, after writing with it. Well, I would say neutral, average. On the other hand, taking this price into consideration and taking into consideration that the same price I laid for the same price, I got a Pen BBS 267 long tail. The Pen BBS is of much better quality, it feels better. The only plus point with this pen is the nib. Really the nib. Of course the coloring. The coloring is also great and I like it. I like it very much. So a pity that this camera doesn't meet and cannot show the nice. Give me a second. I try to change something and then. No, I'm sorry. Nothing improved really. I try to change some settings. The white coloring, the ISO, but nothing. So as I said, the coloring on this fountain pen is beautiful. And if this would be resin or a better material, better quality material, this pen would be much better than average. So I was talking about the nib itself, and now I think it's time for a writing sample. Let me see here. I bought two of them, as I said, the Yovo threaded nib and also for the Kanwrite Heritage, because the threads are completely different. So that's the Yovo threaded. You can see the threads here. It's also got the nipple for a CC cartridge converter as well. And here again is the nib. The difference between these housings is that the Kanwrite is threaded here and it's here completely open. So no nipple, no nothing, and no cover, plastic cover. It's completely open so that the ink can flow immediately into the and of course the threads are different. So as I said, time for a writing sample. And doing a writing sample here on the cheap paper, which is my normal paper. And again, I have to change the settings. But, wait a minute. So this is the writing example on a much better paper. Let's put the zoom on. This is the 100-gram paper, which I bought here locally, or better to say, I bought it from a Chinese dealer on that Lazada platform. I'm not sure if I mentioned already the price, which was, I think, 48 sheets, A5 format at $1.55 or something like that. Very cheap price, very fair price. I'm not sure, I can't tell you the name of the paper, the brand, something like that, because it was not mentioned and there is no sticker when I received it on the plastic foil. So maybe it's also available on AliExpress, but then you can count for sure a hefty adder. Let me see if I can. Oh, that's much better. I hope so, it's much better. So doing it again. Kanwrite. Heritage. It's the number 6. Kanwrite. Steel. Cursive. Italic B. Plated. They have two different versions, B and BB. I didn't go for the BB because I didn't know how big the lines, how thick the lines will be in reality. Maybe the BB is also worth a look, but yeah, well, I've chosen the B version. And on this paper, this nib behaves excellent. And this nib is basically the reason why I will use this fountain pen more often than I normally would do. I'm not sure if I compared it already with the Admog B28 or no 28, sorry, Admog 28. Which was roughly $40, but this Admog gives me a more substantial feeling. The feeling writing with this pen is not that substantial. And compared to the Pen BBS Longtail 267, which I also reviewed a few days ago or a week ago, the quality of the Pen BBS is much better at the same price. And I got it tax-free and free of shipping. On the other hand, I had to wait a rather long time, 15-16 days, I think. But anyway, the fountain pen itself is not bad. I would say average. Maybe even average plus. It's for sure not a high-end fountain pen, but it's also not a bad fountain pen, bad quality or whatever. Average, let's say average. And yeah, I think it's time for the money talk. So I paid $27 plus change, and this dollar price has a 33% increase compared to the Indian rupee price. The Yobo threaded nib was $15.60, again 33% adder. The Heritage nib was $9.36. So just for a different thread, they are charging more than $5 adder. I don't see the reason for that. But it seems to be typical at Kanwrite. So all in all, the value of the or the price of the products were $52. 3 items plus UPS charge $25. That sums up to a total of $77 plus $15, and this is PayPal, a brokerage charge from UPS here in Thailand, because they are using a tax broker and not sending the documents immediately directly to the customs authorities. No, they are using a broker, and this broker is charging 10%, and then 12.3% tariff VAT, customs VAT. So all in all, what did I calculate? 12.3%, 15.8% add up for, well, basically nothing. So all in all, from $77 to $92 for 3 items. Well, I made my mind up with Kanwrite and also with Ranga, because they are doing the same. The prices in dollars are always between 20 and 33% higher than the Indian rupee prices for Indian buyers, for Indian customers. So coming back to some items which I bought recently. And this item here is basically a stand, a display stand. It comes with this stand. There is a plastic holder in it, and you put in, where is it now? You put in the plastic, and then you have a hard plastic cover, which also goes into the plastic holder. And then you put all of this. I don't do it now on camera with a plastic holder. You put all of this here into the stand. The reason why I bought it, I don't need a. Here you can see where it fits in. So basically, it goes in here. You have to loosen the threads. But the reason why I bought this was not that I needed a display stand in A5. The reason is I can use it as a clipboard, similar to these gorgeous looking and perfectly made Walden Woodworks clipboards, which are very, very expensive. A price of, I think, $68 or $86, I'm not sure. You can get that from Galen Leather in Istanbul. And I saw this clipboard, which really intrigued me many times. Simply loosen the threads here, put some paper in it. Okay, it covers only, or it takes only up to 24 sheets, depending on the paper quality, the paper weight. But it's perfect, and yeah, my solution is roughly, not sure what it was, $4.50. Bought locally here in Thailand, but I think it's coming from China. Another item which I have bought recently is this bookstand. Absolutely nice, sturdy, quality wood, as you can see here. So I'm just showing the overall. Absolutely nice, very well made, easy to assemble, easy to disassemble. And here I have a book which is a fountain pen book, a chronicle of the chronicle of fountain pens. And here you can see how perfectly it fits. Going like this and showing you. This book is really big, it's heavy. It's a chronicle about fountain pens from the beginning, and it covers fountain pens from the beginning, 1870, 1880, up to the year 2005, something like that. It's a pity that they stopped there, because they are missing all the Chinese fountain pens, the Indian fountain pens, and Taiwanese, and but already this book covers many fountain pen brands, fountain pen models. It's not cheap. I think $119, and not many books are left on Amazon, as far as I know. But it's high quality paper, and so many pictures about so many fountain pen brands. It's unbelievable. I like it very much, and I'm often using it to check for some more details when I see vintage fountain pens. This is really great. So the last item which I bought. The price for it, not sure. Let me check my notes. The price for it, $4.50. Also bought here locally in Thailand. The last item, this is ring book A5. I find A5 much more comfortable, especially when doing here on my table, where not much space is left for writing examples. I like this style here, that the rings are out of it. This is 3.5 centimeter thickness. Of course, it's not really leather. It's faux leather, but great. Well processed, everything inside here. This looks a little bit here. This looks a little bit like leather. Could be possible. And it was filled with this quite cheap paper, standard paper from China. Not that bad for daily use with a decent fountain pen nib, which is not a fire hose. Absolutely sufficient. Only, and this is why I bought this 100 gram. In reality, it is more than 100 gram per square meter. Paper from China, grid and also lines, and you can get it dotted and plain. And the price was, as far as I'm not mistaken, where is this information? I'm sorry. It is because $1.55 for 48 sheets. Unfortunately, I can't give you the brand. There was no sticker on it. Maybe you can find it on AliExpress but of course then at a much higher price, most probably double. And this paper is really well. It's a very good paper. How did I find out that it is more than 100 grams? I looked up in the internet how many DIN A4 pages make 1 square meter. The answer was 16, so 32 pieces, 32 sheets. I weighed them, DIN A5, and the outcome was more than 100 grams. Sorry, I can't recall now what the real outcome was, what the real result was. But anyway, there is more paper on the list at this price. Normally, as I said, I do not spoil my fountain pens and myself with expensive paper, fountain pen friendly paper, Oxford brands or whatever, Tomo River, and I have no idea about the many brands which some people swear on it. That is not a problem, but when I see the prices for a few sheets of paper, then I don't have the desire to spend that money. And with this, as I said, the price was the deal maker, and the quality is outstanding. It's really good. This ring book, I also like it very much. Oh, the look here, I think this is something vintage. I like that. Yeah, basically that's the video about the Heritage fountain pen, a nib which is really good from Kanwrite, an italic cursive nib. I am not sure how it compares to Western branded italic cursive nibs. Most probably it won't match, or it won't match with the quality of those fountain pens. But sorry, these nibs. But yeah, take into consideration the price. Of course, you have to take into consideration the shipping and your local customs, and that's why I think it is worth not only buy one nib, because the shipping is the same either. So I think it makes sense, and that was basically the reason why I bought also this fountain pen. Even though I saw some really negative reviews, I also saw some quite positive. Both, I cannot confirm both the really positive and the absolute negative reviews. To me, this fountain pen, as I said, is average, maybe a little bit average plus, and it will be used more often, but simply because of this cursive italic nib, I'm quite satisfied with it. I don't know how Western branded italic nibs are performing, because I don't have them and I don't pay these prices they are asking for. I don't see the reason. It's just a special grind. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope that I can soon come up with another video about a purchase which I am intending. Not yet purchased, but a Cyprus, a fountain pen from Cyprus, made from celluloid or cellulose acetate at a real fair price. Only the shipping charges are quite hefty. Again, thank you. Enjoy your fountain pens wherever you are. Take care of yourself. Hope you will stay safe and sound and healthy. Bye-bye.